Gonna go do the other side of this. Be right back. We have some fun stuff to talk about today. Almost there. All right. Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me on update number 12 for Africa Tour 2025. If this is your first time here, because I've been picking up a whole lot of new people, Africa Tour 2025 is me traveling from Ghana, where I am now, to Namibia and all over land. I'm going to try and do it all on local transport. I'm going to try not to take a plane over any countries. And that means I'm going to be going through Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Cameroon, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea. I hope that's supposed to be a hard visa to get. Um, Congo, like Republic of Congo. I don't know if I'll be going through DRC. That's one big question. Angola, and then finally to Namibia. Now the next year I'm going to do the other side of Africa. So, but my goal next year I figure is to Namibia. Which has always been a dream destination of mine. So that's what this is all about. And the weekly updates are just that. They're weekly updates as to the preparations that I'm going through. Hold on, if you are with me, go ahead and drop something in the chat. You can just drop a heart, drop a funny face, just anything. Let me know you're there. And okay, so what has been happening? It's been a week. I'm going to be honest with you. Everything I've been doing has been in support of Africa Tour 2025, mostly, except for, I'll tell you in a sec. But it's not one of those weeks where I come back and say, hey, I did all this research on this one country. And we've done all the countries except Namibia at this point. So I figure we got a few more weeks. We got a little more time. So we have plenty of time to get to Namibia. I am going to talk to you, though, about some travel stuff today, some Africa travel stuff about visas. But I'm going to tell you a little more about what's going on this week because it's interesting in this living in Africa kind of thing. The water system here, okay, I'm in a place where I do get city water, but it's not consistent. It doesn't flow all the time. So you have a tank that you fill it up. The thing is, this apartment building is 3 stories high. There's a tank on top, but then it's 2,000 liters, which you think sounds like a lot, but it's not. So I have a second tank down here. The one up top came with the apartment. The one down here I had to buy and install and get a pump and everything else. That whole thing is a little bit of an adventure unto itself. Well, I ran out of water the other day, and I found, it's like, we shouldn't be out of water. And usually there's a warning when the water is getting low, is that your water pressure starts going down. You start saying, something's going on here. This was kind of sudden. So I go and look, and right next to where the pipes are, there's a bunch of water in where the pipes are going through. And it didn't take much for me to figure out that there's probably a leak, a crack, something was going on. I haven't seen metal pipes here yet. It's all PVC. So I call the plumber. He fixes it. Awesome. He comes out, fixes it. Sounds good. Then I call the guy with the water truck because since I don't know when the city is going to pump again, and I'll tell you about the weather in a second because it has changed dramatically. Okay, so I don't know when the city's going to pump water again, so I can't just wait for them to pump water. It's not like I know, I'm going to get it every Tuesday. Okay, and this isn't drinking water. You don't drink the city water. You buy bottled, And I'll be honest with you. I'm going to tell you something. Reusable water bottles would not do you much good in Africa because there's nowhere to fill it from. There's not like sometimes if you're going through Asia or something, or maybe Europe, I don't know, they have a hostel and they have um, Drifting Bros and Dream Life. Hi, thank you for showing up. Thanks for being here. No, but there's no major source to fill it from. Sometimes you stay in a hostel and they'll be able to let you fill your water bottle all day long. But here, that just doesn't exist. The thing is, is they don't just recycle water bottles, and we know that a lot of the crap that we send out for recycling never gets recycled, right? So they reuse these things. Okay, these if you end up getting a collection of these going, you can either sell them or give them. I let my cleaning girl take mine, and she gives them to her aunt, and they sell stuff in them. They make the local drinks like Sobolo and various other drinks, and they wash them and then they sell their drinks in them. And these things get reused. They get reused a fair amount before they ever get tossed out. So there's eco and then there's realistic. And so, as I say, I just make sure that they get into a place, they get into someone's hands where they get reused. So don't come after me for using plastic bottles because there's not a lot of choice here. Um, okay, so but my water thing was out. But that means, washing and this and that. And it was over the weekend. Of course, it was over the weekend, you know. So the water tank guy doesn't work on Sundays. He usually goes out to his village. And there's other water tanks, but I like my guy. He's really nice. And so he comes, fills out the tank. Turn on the pump. Turn on the pump to pump the water. I have to pump the water up to the top tank. And then it comes back down through the system. Turn the water pump on. I take no more than a step away, and the thing starts smoking. And it's like this. I swear it was like green smoke. That's what it looked like. And of course, we shut it off right away. And so I've got a tank full of water down here, and I can't get it up there to get it to be usable. So we get some buckets, and my cleaning girl always gets water out of the tank that way. So there's one that's already set up that's the right size to go in the top of the top of the water tank, and it has a little string on it. And so we pull some water up to use in the house, but still working out of buckets. And mind you, I love Africa, and most of the time, a lot of the stuff is pretty modern, but every once in a while, it's a little like camping. Every once in a while, something goes out, the water goes out, or the electricity goes out, and it's a little like camping. It happens sometimes. So then I had to wait, and then the plumber came the next day because that happened really late in the day. He came back the next day because he had just replaced that part on the thing, and we couldn't really determine what happened. I don't know if water got into the system, which it shouldn't have. It was a new part, or I'm not sure what happened, what caused it to go kablooey. And we had a discussion, and he worked with the guy who originally sold the part because that part was replaced only like 2 months ago, and I think I ended up giving him about the cost of the part, kind of thing. And so because I didn't want they don't have the return system that we have like in the U.S. where the manufacturer would reimburse the company that had to return it because it was faulty or something like that. So we took care of things, and it's finally working again. But that took like 3 days of my week this week, where I was sitting around waiting and this. So life in Africa. But I'll tell you about the weather just a little bit. We had a delayed rainy season. So the first part where rainy season was supposed to be happening, it kept being gray. Heavy cloud, no rain. Stealing from the Sting song. Heavy cloud, no rain. And it just kept staying gray and gray and gray, but never raining. Well, it finally decided to rain, and you've heard me talk about that. It was raining for a good amount of time, 6 weeks or something, like solid 6 weeks at least. And not every day, not constant rain, but it was raining consistently. Awesome. We needed it. So our rainy season was actually sort of extended, and we kind of got used to it because the gray part was actually cool, even though it wasn't raining. And then while it was raining, when it should have been turning into hot, dry season, it was cool because it was actually raining. Well, someone turned the rain switch off, just flat out turned the switch off. And I'm joking there. But, and it is now hot, dry season. We're heading what feels like into Harmattan, like straight into Harmattan. There's been like, it's like it switched from being cool and comfortable to, dang, it's hot, and we had been comfortable for so many months because of the weird extended rainy season. Everyone's like complaining about how hot it is, but the truth is it's 35, 34, 35 Celsius, which is around 95 Fahrenheit. But that's a really standard temperature for Tamale. It really is a pretty standard temperature for Tamale. So, but we're all suffering from the heat, and I'm telling you that there is a story here because I got a little overheated and a little tired today, and but there was a good reason. Okay, and this is actually really exciting because my friend Abdullah, who has a shop in the cultural center, and he does tour guide work. He is the best tour guide in Tamale, and you'll see whenever I mention tours up here, it's always him because he is really awesome. He knows everything, everyone. He knows where to take people, all that good stuff, and he knows stuff about it. He is fantastic. But he also works with like NGOs and does charitable work too. But so he asked me to cover this event where they're basically they have an eye surgery center up here, a whole clinic. I shouldn't say surgery center, but a clinic that includes a surgery center. And then there's this group with Empower Bolgatanga and all that. And essentially, what they're doing is they have a lot of Bolgatanga has a bunch of basket weavers. Okay, they are known for their baskets. They are famous for their baskets. Well, there's a fair number of basket weavers that their eyesight gets bad, and it can be things like cataracts and things like that, things that are fixable. But of course, they can't afford to fix it, and they don't. I don't know if they have the facilities in Bolgatanga. Even if they do, they might not be able to afford it. But so working with this charity or NGO, I'll be honest, I'm not sure what the organization was, but they arranged for about 20 people who needed eye surgery to come to Tamale and get eye surgery. And I'd met this eye doctor before because we went to see her when Tim was with me. My heart there. But we had met her before. She was one of the doctors. And so they were doing all these surgeries today. And Abdullah asked if I would come and help make a video about the whole thing, to encourage people. Yeah, when you give money, we do good things with it. Your money's not just going into someone's pocket. When you give money, it goes to what it's supposed to. And see, I'm going to see if I can I do that? See, I was actually in the surgery room, and I got to film some surgeries. And it was sort of, I had seen Tim go through a lot of eyeball stuff. I saw a doctor stick a needle like in his eye. I had seen him just go through all sorts of things, but somehow seeing someone else and there seemed to be, I don't know, it wasn't the easiest thing to watch, but the video I make I'm going to make sure that it doesn't make you squeamish or squick out or anything like that. But this is a video for them. So I filmed some of the surgeries. We did some interviews and we did a whole bunch of stuff. And so that's where I was like for the whole morning and up until early this afternoon. And so as I say, by the time I got back, I was a little hot, a little tired. And I'm recovering. I'm feeling better now. I got fans going on and everything else. So we're doing good. But yeah, the sudden heat is taking its toll. And I will be going back tomorrow morning, really early. Today we started at 9. Tomorrow is going to be like at 7:30. And we get to see some of the people get the patches off their eyes, the covers off their eyes, and see how well they can see that they haven't been able to see for a while. You know how it is. Someone has a cataract and everything's all cloudy, and then they clear it up, and various other problems. I mean, I don't know the details of everyone's procedures, but people who have had trouble and then now they get to see again and see better, and that's going to be really cool. And we'll do a few more interviews, and then I'll bring it all back and make a cool video out of it. So that's what I've been doing there. So you can see Africa Tour 2025 hasn't been directly in the focus this week. But I did do some research on it. And one of my questions was Togo and Benin both have e-visas. Okay, and e-visas are fantastic. If you're going straight into the country, e-visas are fantastic. But I had seen at one point on Benin's website that it was only good at the airport. Okay, so then the question is that the case with Togo too? And I don't know. The thing is, I remember them having computers. Well, Ghana had computers at the land border. I'm not sure if Togo and Benin did. So either way, um, I don't know if it's a lack of computers at land borders or if they just don't want to deal with it at land borders yet. I don't know. But I wasn't sure if they would deal with it at land borders. Okay, it doesn't say anything on the website. It doesn't say anything on the government website. If you're going over a land border, the e-visa won't work. So I called the embassy, and Togo answered, and they're like, no, you can't do an e-visa at the land border. And so I tried to call the Benin embassy, but I don't know if it's a bad number. I couldn't get through. It's just always busy, like for hours. I don't know. Um, but since that's where I saw it first, I'm going to assume not. So what that does is for me, it means that I need to allow a solid probably 3 weeks in Accra from the time I leave Tamale, in early January. Like, or I was thinking around January 10th, because I'm trying to get to Nigeria for a festival on March 4th and 5th. Okay, that's my target. I'm trying, but I've also got to leave now 3 weeks. I'm thinking a week per embassy. I might get it faster. Some of them might get it to me in 3 days, and I can turn around. But see, I only have one passport, you know, and uh, you know, yeah, I can't give the same passport to three embassies at the same time. So I've got to allow 3 weeks to get the visas I need for the first three countries I'm going to. Um, then when I'm in Nigeria, then I will get the visa for Cameroon. And I think the next couple of visas I get, I will be getting in Cameroon. I got to get them as I go because they have sort of a limit time. I can't just get a visa and then go anytime during the year. Usually you have to use it within, usually it's about 90 days of the day they give it to you, you have to get into the country. And then it's good for as long as they say. So one of the things I wanted to give you as a tip on getting visas, one, the only way to do it is to get all your paperwork in order. But one thing that's sometimes confusing is that they'll say you need an invitation letter. And sometimes they tell you that it could be an invitation letter or a hotel reservation. Okay. But sometimes they don't mention that, and you're sitting there thinking, "How do I get an invitation letter?" And then you contact a tour company, and they're like, "Oh, for this much money, we'll give you an invitation letter." No, you just need most of the time you just need a hotel reservation. So what you want to do is just use like Booking.com or whatever your favorite booking site is. If you have a favorite, that's fine. Use that one, but make sure it's a refundable. Don't. It doesn't matter if you actually intend to stay at the place. You just need to be able to show the reservation, and you keep it current. Don't cancel it right away. So because in case they check it out, you don't want to cancel it right away. You want to wait till you have your visa in your hot little hand and then cancel it. So just pick a place, pick a place that has a refundable, that you don't even have to put down money, and that free cancellation is what I'm going for. Sorry, I was thinking free refund, but no, free cancellation is the term I'm going for, so that you can cancel it as soon as you have the visa in your hot little hand, and then you can make your plans as you go. Because for me personally, the way I'm traveling, I don't know the exact date I'm going to enter the country. I can only guess, I can say it's going to be about this time, but I'm traveling really loose. Even if you pretty much know when you're going to go, if then you can still, just make the reservation and don't hesitate to either change it or cancel it, and then rebook when you know for sure where you're going to want to be. But that's just it. Is a letter of invitation. Usually a hotel reservation will do it for you, and just make sure it's free cancellation. So there's my travel tip for the day. Um, I think I mentioned this last week, but I've recently started on TikTok, And the thing is, because I'm in Ghana and I started my TikTok account here in Ghana, they are giving me a Ghanaian audience. And I have all these travel tips for Ghana. And my Ghanaian audience is actually really loving them. Some of them have gotten up to like 33,000 views. I've had a couple go that high, and three and four, two, three, 4,000 is common on a few of them. A few are under 1,000, and that's to be expected. But I've got all these shorts going up, and I'm getting some cool responses on them. So if anyone is watching me on both platforms, hi, thank you. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. I got something I told about the water truck. Oh, that was the visa stuff. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys about this one. Was um, I'm doing the shoot at the eye hospital. I'm doing it free of charge. I'm not charging anything for that. And so Abdullah was taking me out to lunch as a thank you. And I was looking at all the fancy places because it was supposed to be a little fancier lunch than just not a chop house or something like that. And there are fancy places in town. And the thing is, I'm so used to local food that none of them appeal that much. And sometimes they charge you a lot of money and they're supposed to be fancy and they have a Western menu and I just don't, their food doesn't usually thrill me. It's usually not like amazing food. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not like amazing. So you want to know where I ended up asking to go? You're gonna laugh. KFC. I felt bad because it was either coming out of Abdullah's pocket or the charity, and I just like it's like I'll be happy with KFC. I don't go to KFC a lot. It's a nice treat once in a while because it is different. But yeah, I ended up asking to go to KFC for my special lunch. Um, so uh, I just had to share that with you. Okay, so let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, by the way, happy Halloween. I hope everyone had a good Halloween, good, safe Halloween, and I hope you had fun, and I hope nothing bad happened. So I hope you had a great Halloween. Um, okay. I got one more thing. I got one more thing that's actually really cool. My hat. If you like my hat, I like my hat. This hat was a gift after I did the video at the cultural center. I mean, I chose it, but then they wouldn't let me pay for it. He made it a gift, which was really sweet. But one of the things I like about my hat, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but depending on what shirt I'm wearing, depends on which direction I wear it. I don't have multiple hats, but if I'm wearing something with yellows and oranges, I turn it around and I show the kente side. This one's a little hard though, because that line has to hit right or it looks droopy. But when I'm wearing yellows and greens and colors like that, I put it on this side. And I could use the side, but nothing on my wardrobe matches the colors on the sides. So, so my hat. I have created a hat on a website called Fourth Wall. There's a link in the description. Um, but I have created a hat that is inspired by my hat. Oh, I see someone, I got someone from Spain on Instagram. Sorry, I didn't see you there. And I've got Granny's Fave, and I've got Gonzola 93, Gonzola C93, and Krithiga. Hello, everyone. Sorry if I didn't get to the chats. I got this on 2 pages here, so it's a little challenging. Sorry about that. Um, but no, I've got a similar to my hat. Uh, if you like my hat and you want it's and the thing is, the cool thing is the hat that I put on mine that I created from sort of images of this hat is reversible. So you get two hats in one, and I made the inside of the hat uh, like my shirt, like my favorite shirt here, one of my favorite shirts. But yeah, so you get two hats in one. It's really cool. But I just wanted to let you know that that was there, and at least on YouTube, it should be in the description. If you're on Instagram, my it's not on my link tree yet. I just got this created. It was being a real challenge to try and create, but yeah. So you can buy my hat. I know I'm a little eccentric in my fashion style, but you know, that's me. So let's see. Did I have anything else to talk to you about? Do you have any questions? You know? Do you know? Um, so yeah, as I say, we've got. I usually like to tell you a little more about Africa tour, but this week it just didn't go that way. Um, I've been doing stuff and I've been working towards it. One of the things I will be doing next week, which I'll let you know how it goes, because I need to go through all my stuff. I've been here actually. When I looked at it, I realized I've been here about 2 years right now, and I've been trying not to accumulate stuff because I knew I was going to be leaving again. And but I need to go through my stuff, and I actually need to go through all of Tim's stuff and see if there's anything I want to take with me. I mean, I already have a personal memento of his that I'm going to be, you know, carrying with me, but like some practical stuff. Like he liked a lot of gadgets and all that, and I need to determine which ones will make it into my suitcase and which won't. For as much as I'm trying not to fly, I always take that into consideration, and I take one bag it's carry-on size. It does have a little expansion to it, but it's a carry-on, and I have a small backpack. That's all I want to carry with me. So we're going to see how that goes. I might make a little video about it. It might be a little emotional. Um, we'll see. We'll see. It's been long enough now, but I don't know what it'll stir up once I start going through things. So that's one of my goals this coming week is that. Uh, and yeah, so some weeks go the way you plan, and some weeks do not go the way you plan. Sometimes your water tank springs a leak, and the motor blows up. The new motor blows up, and you have no idea why. So I want to say thank you for everyone that's joining me. We are getting really close when you consider it's just like 2 months and a little bit away. It's a little over 2 months away, and that's not a lot of time for a trip this big. That's going to take I think, most of the year. So I am looking forward to it. I'm excited and touch nervous. I love my people here in Tamale, and I don't want to. I'm going to miss them, but I'm going to come back at some point in time too. So it's getting exciting. And so, as I say, thank you for joining me, and I really, really appreciate you being here. And at this point, I am going to sign off, and I will. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I'm going to sign off and say I will see you later, and I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great weekend. That's right. It's still Saturday. It's early Saturday for a lot of you, and yeah, I hope you have a great weekend. And trying to get the music going. I'll see you next time.